out in front of us, you can see the East Road closure. It's the end of the two-lane paved road at the edge of the trees there. The other end is about 5.5 miles behind us. Now, at the end of the lava flow that went through the trees years ago, at the right-hand edge toward the water, there's rope barriers and warning signs. That is an observation area that was set up by the county authorities. Nice, safe place to get pictures of this ocean entry on our right. Now you'll see some of that bright orange Pahoehoe lava down here. You'll see a huge plume of not sulfur dioxide, but hydrogen chloride gas. It's poisonous. Now, every once in a while, you'll see black shoot up out of the base of that plume of white. When a wave comes in and hits some lava, it explodes into little fragments. It cools so rapidly. That's what washes up on shore and gives us black sand beaches. If you come out to the observation area in the evening, sometimes it'll look like that. It's like a fireworks display over and over and over again. Shoreline out here is a series of cliffs, and then coming out from the base of the cliff, you'll see low ground in the form of benches or shelves. Technically, they're called lava deltas. They're very, very unstable. The constant wave action beats on them. They break up and disappear without warning. April of 1993, a half acre of a bench just like this one disappeared, and so did the man walking around on it. They never found him. When it collapsed, it shot debris 100 yards. 12 people were injured, and one man who was foolish enough to be walking around on the bench at the time was never found. There it goes, just shot the black up in the air. Okay, kind of try to time the waves. There it goes again. See it? There's the bright orange. There's a little patch of Pahoehoe lava came to the surface and then dove right back under. Right there on the left. We're going to come around to the right. Here's a little cabin on your side, Denise, completely isolated by the lava flows. You've got a pretty big lens. It probably would have been easier to put you one seat further in. Then you wouldn't have the window in your way. I didn't realize your lens was so large when you were loading. Everybody okay with all the turns? Denise, Ashley, you folks doing okay back there? Okay, you might want to open a bag and have it ready, Ashley. You're not looking so happy.
She's got it ready.
Okay, good. Look out in the distance and take deep breaths. There won't be many turns now for almost all the way home. Looks like Bryce and Natasha are about the same shade they were when we first took off. That's always a good sign. Folks off to the right, if they had messed around years ago trying to cool the flow or divert it somehow in order to save their homes, they might have had to find someone to rebuild them, had there been enough left to rebuild, that is. They could still find themselves, and so could Jack Thompson, in a situation like that, standing out in front of the house watching the lava approach until the house is gone. Lava has absolutely no regard for property location or value, personal wealth, or social status. What you do in a situation like that, if you're smart, is salvage what you can and get out of the way. I strongly favor getting out of the way. You're salvaging stuff and you're getting life and limb out of the way. Stuff is a whole lot easier to repair or replace than life and limb. Here's a fellow who made a few visits to Margaritaville over the years. You folks might have been there yourselves a time or two. I think he got a little mixed up, though. He doesn't know where he's going to go when the volcano blows. I might go to Margaritaville tonight for a little while. I just have to be careful not to spend much time there on each visit these days. I've gotten wiser in my old age.
Now I don't
know. I don't know. I don't know where I'm gonna go when the volcano.
Are you getting air out of the little black vent there? Is there air? Okay. The ring on the outside, turn it, and it should move the butterfly valve on the inside, and either open it or close it. Don't try to move the valve itself. You just turn the ring. That making a difference? Okay.
Tidal waves out on the sea.
Jimmy Buffett. I know where I'm going to go when the volcano blows. You folks know where I'm going to go when the volcano blows? I'm going to jump in a helicopter and go watch the show. I'll probably take 6 people with me every time I go. It'll be fun. Now, I have an advantage living on this island that's 2,000 miles away from the next major landfall, which would be the Marin Headlands at San Francisco. Because the Big Island here is prone to volcanic eruptions, tsunami waves, and hurricanes. If any one of those starts to get out of hand, we're going to get a call from the boss man in Maui. He's going to say, move the helicopters. Now, if that happens, I'm going to jump in a helicopter with my wife and our 2 cats, Nani and Puka, and however many of our pet chickens we can round up, and we're all going to move the helicopter together. That's a real perk as far as I can see. And my wife likes the idea too. My boss doesn't know yet, but I don't think he'll mind. As long as we save the helicopter, I don't think he'll mind. First thing that comes back out here after the lava flows in 3 or 4 months is lichens and the hapu'u fern. You'll see that fern back at the airport. The new growth has been over like a fiddlehead. It's all covered with reddish brown fuzz. They used to harvest that fuzz in the old days and export it as stuffing for pillows and mattresses. It is edible, the new growth that is, not the fuzz. Takes a lot of boiling and rinsing. I'm not sure exactly what the recipe calls for, but here in Hawaii, you can rest assured there's going to be at least one variation on that recipe that incorporates Spam. Spam is hugely popular in Hawaii. If you want to check that out, why, go to McDonald's anywhere in the islands and look at the breakfast menu. High on the list of favorites, you're going to find Spam, rice, and eggs anywhere you go at McDonald's. Because we consume more Spam in Hawaii than they do anywhere else on Earth, Hormel, the manufacturers, honored us a while back with our very own collector's edition, limited edition label for Spam. Only available here in Hawaii with that label, and only available here for a limited time. We get the recipe of the month each month. It comes with our electric bill from the Hawaiian Electric Light Company, fondly referred to as Helco. That one came a while back for Spam Pizza. If you'd like a copy of the recipe and a picture of the label on the can, write your email address down for me in my little book here, and I'll be more than happy to send them to you. I've sent well over 300 out in the last few years. Fun to have later. You can invite your friends and family over to look at your DVDs and the pictures you took, and feed them Spam Pizza, make them all jealous. Does anyone have any questions for me? Okay, I'm going to get some pre-landing instructions and make a few radio calls, and while I'm doing that, here's a question for you folks. What is the name of the shoe bomber? And while you're thinking about that, think of some questions for me. If you don't come up with any questions for me, you're just going to have to take turns showering me with praise all the way back to Hilo. So put on your thinking caps. And while you're thinking, here's some suggestions for getting through security at the airport, and on the back, some suggestions for investing in the stock market, both of which are a real nuisance these days, to say the least. Okay, I'm back with you.